Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for returning back to my channel. I really do appreciate the time that we spend together. I really do appreciate the fact that you notoriously are known for coming back to spend time with me. I really do love you guys, family. And for those of you guys that are new here, my name is Cassandra. I am the witch, the spiritualist, the founder and creator of Magic of Eden. Thank you so much for stopping by and or subscribing to the YouTube channel. Now, first and foremost, I want to set the intention that this video or this message be timeless. I set the intention that the person listening to this video right now is protected. I set the intention right now that the person listening and or watching this video receives the knowledge and the wisdom and the love and the healing that they need right now in this moment, no matter what time it is, no matter what day it is, no matter where they are in the world. I set the intention that they receive exactly what they need and that this message be applied to whatever part of their life that they need to the most. I set the intention that I am connected to the person listening to this and or watching this, and that we are telepathically on point, that we are both in sync, that we are synchronizing with each other, and that the synchronicities hit hard. I set the intention that the person that is listening to this feels loved, that they feel cherished, that they feel adored, appreciated, and that they remember and that they know that they are destined for everything that they feel that they are destined for, and that they are worthy of being in alignment with everything that they could so whatsoever desire. I set the intention that the person listening to this feels welcome here and they feel safe here. Ashe. Now, the reason why you guys see the cards already out here right now is because I was trying to record earlier, and for whatever reason I just was not able to get the video out, but I am starting over again. As you can see, we have some cards here that we cannot see yet, and then we have some cards here that Spirit showed right up front. Now, as I was shuffling the cards, I kind of want to give you guys the downloads and the messages that I was receiving before I actually was pulling the cards. And that one of those messages was I heard the unseen. And then after that, I got this vision of these murky waters and this alligator or this crocodile. Like, I want to say it was staring me in the face, but what I did see was a snout, and it was closed. And it was closed. I obviously saw teeth, but the thing is that this alligator was sitting in silence. It was sitting at the bottom of this lake or whatever, or river or whatever, and it was dark. It was very, like, the waters are very murky, and you can just see, in a sense, you couldn't see much of anything because it was so clouded, and it was a dark space, but it was very silent. Now, I believe that this is a very powerful vision, and the reason is because, for one, it's the symbolism of the alligator or the crocodile. By the way, you can use those interchangeably. The main difference between the crocodile and an alligator really is, from my understanding, is the snouts and other things that I'm not going to get into right now. The reason why I feel that this vision was so powerful is because, for one, the alligator symbolizes our ability to sit in silence, sit in the below, sit in these murky waters, or sit in the shadows, see death for what it is, see death up close, and understand that there are things that are being transformed. But when we sit in this silence, we can see and we can hear everything. We can see the things that go undetected. We can see the things that are not on the surface. We see the things that we are afraid of the most. We see our fears up close. We see the things that we believe scare us. And I also feel like, in this sense, because this reading is dedicated to the Chiron going direct, I believe, in the sign of Aries. If it's not in the sign of Aries, please correct me down in the comments. I'll double check. But Chiron absolutely is going direct. Now, the thing is that Spirit is saying that I need to tie this to the Capricorn new moon. So I believe that I will be touching on that, and I will be doing a separate reading for the for the Capricorn new moon happening tomorrow at 5:18 a.m. So anyway, another reason why this vision, I feel like, was so powerful was because this is our ability to really understand and see things for what they are. And this allows our subconscious to come through, and we can observe that, and we can feel that, and we can see and sense everything. And us sitting in this void, sitting in this water, is us sitting in this, on this at the bottom of this lake or river or whatever it is, we sit there and we hear and we can detect even the slightest movement. So when something is off, we feel that. The same way the alligator or crocodile can sense the tiniest ripple of movement within that water, the tiniest wave, is the same way we can sense when something is off with our spirit. And so spirit is saying, right now in this moment, I need you to look at everything that you have been, in a sense, what I'm hearing is keeping in secrecy. The things that you don't speak of, I need you to speak of those things right now out loud. The things that you feel that you need healing from right now, I need you to speak that, and I need you to speak healing right now. I just heard the word abandonment. Someone has had or has a wound dealing with abandonment. I just heard the word chaos. It almost kind of feels like someone was so used to, and I'm hearing the word family. Someone was so used to just being left alone to figure out the chaos that they then started to create this fear. It's not even like the fact that they were purposely trying to create this fear, but they developed this fear of being afraid of not only being left alone, but they started to build these blocks to keep people from coming in as they were on the search for peace, because they did not want anyone to come and disrupt that. But at the same time, they didn't want to let someone in because they were afraid of this person or this thing leaving. And I'm hearing that this is going back to childhood. So that is a very specific message for a very specific person. Not everybody's going to align with that, and that's all right. But for whoever that was meant for, that message is meant for you. Right there. That is something that you are healing from. And I feel like I just heard the word advocate. So, and for those of you guys that don't know me, I am an author, I'm a writer, and I'm a poet, published, by the way, and I have a huge connection to words. I have a 9th house stellium, and in that stellium, I do have Mercury, so I'm very worded. So I hear things and I see things sometimes through words and other ways too. But spirit, and for whatever reason, this is drawing me to the voice. This is drawing me to someone speaking the things after sitting in this period of silence, after sitting in this voided space. It's like they then can see, interpret, understand with their intuition, and then they start to vocalize those things to speak power and healing over their lives and also over the lives of others. I heard the word advocate. So not only are you being an advocate for yourself, you are also being an advocate for other people who cannot, in a sense, who need the same healing that you do. And the interesting thing about Chiron is that Chiron is actually this in the constellation of Sagittarius, if I'm not mistaken. Chiron was the one who taught up, I think it was Achilles, if I'm not mistaken either. But either way, Chiron is an amazing teacher. And the beautiful thing about this is that I just heard your victory is in you not only healing yourself, but you allowing yourself to tap into the healer within yourself to help other people heal. It's you using your experience and everything that you've learned, because these are things that aged you. And for whatever reason, this is bringing me to wine. You have aged fine like wine. And you are seasoned enough now to where you are now not only an advocate for yourself, but you are becoming an advocate for the other people who see you as an example of healing, who see you as an example of, I'm able to make this. They see you, your light, you, the way that you walk, the way that you talk, the way that you breathe. They see you and they can feel that energy coming from you, and it inspires them. It's you taking inspired action and you allowing yourself to not only receive the healing that you need as a healer, but you being able to give those same lessons to people or the masses in a way that helps them. Spirit is saying, I need you and I want you. I'm presenting this beautiful gift to you. I'm giving you this reward. Although I don't see anything outside of you that can reward or punish you, this feels like a reward. And the reason is because you've gone through hell and hot water. You've gone through hellfire and hot water to get to where you are right now. And Spirit is saying, you know what? I commend you. I'm responding to you. I want to gift you something. I want to give you what you've been brewing. You've been sitting in this muck for so long. You've been sitting in tar. You have been sitting at the bottom of this lake for so long, peering into the unseen world, the unseen things that haven't even happened yet. And the most beautiful thing about this unseen world is that the unseen is our ability to see the things that have not happened yet or that have not materialized yet. We take those things and we work on building those things until they do materialize. And for whatever reason, this is bringing me to someone being rewarded because they stared their fears in the face and they released those fears because they know that they are bigger than that. They're in a space where they have gone through so much release, so much release, so much release. And for whatever reason, I'm picking up on Scorpio vibes. Scorpio vibes are coming through heavily right now. Scorpio and Capricorn specifically. I don't know why, but those are the energies that are coming up really. It could be the fact that for one, we have a new moon coming up in Capricorn. And also I believe Pluto is still in the sign of Capricorn right now too. You may want to check those placements in your chart. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that I haven't really even looked at the cards yet, but we have the World here, the Knight of Cups, Judgment. We have the 10 of, this is bringing me to completion, the 10 of, what is that? 10 of Cups or 10 of Chalices. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. What this makes me kind of feel like right now is that, to me, this is us stepping out and stepping up on shore. This is the alligator. Spirit is saying you are the alligator. And I'm seeing eggs being laid in sand or eggs being laid in like this type of like fine dirt or whatever. And Spirit is saying it's your time now to come up from the shadows because you've seen enough death. You've seen enough of that. It's time for you to come up to the shore, lay those eggs, and then allow that to take its course. Allow those eggs to be nurtured and warmed up and secure by this loving dirt that is surrounding it. And these eggs are symbolic for the life that, or the different parts of your life that you are creating that you want to see hatched. It could be a business. It could be you bringing your family together. It could be you launching something, starting a new clothing line. It could be you becoming a teacher. It could be you moving from one state to another. It could be you moving to the house down the street. Whatever this looks like for you in your own personal life, you are literally allowing those things. You're coming to the shore. You're letting those eggs lay where they need to be laid in order to transform and then come out and hatch, if that makes sense. And Spirit is saying, because you have done so good, because you have done so well, I really want to give this to you. And it's not even the fact of you doing so well. It's really the fact that you just, in a sense, became who it is that you were all along. The people in your lives right now are meant, and I truly do believe this, that the people in our lives, in a sense, help us stay on the path that we're on, whether it is in a favorable way or an unfavorable way. In a sense, they keep us elevated, because when you are a healer, you understand you are a mystic, in a sense that you realize that these things are not happening to you, but they're happening for you because you set your intention to receive the best life. And because of that, we had to understand what this feels like in order to get to the next thing, in order to understand the opposite of what that feels like, if that makes sense. So Spirit is saying that yes, the answer right now to this is yes, you're on your way to receiving that, but I need you to realize that I need you to see this for what it was. I just heard the word forgiveness. It's time for you to forgive whatever or whoever this was, and no longer allow that to harbor over you or to keep you anchored to this low aspect of yourself, this primal aspect of yourself. Instead, you're using these primal aspects of yourself in order for you to elevate. You are healing these unseen things that you are not sharing with the world, because Scorpio does rule secrecy. The things that you are keeping in secret, you are healing from those things. The unspoken dreams that you don't say, the unspoken words you don't say, you're healing from that. I just heard someone say, someone hurt me so badly, I don't want to repeat what they said. You are healing from that. And I don't know why, but I just heard the word diamond. You have been under so much pressure. So much pressure. Of course you're going to come out a fucking diamond. Look how much pressure you've been under. All right, so we have look at that, the Wheel of Fortune. We have so many 10s here. The Ace of Pentacles and the damn 8 of Swords. And then we have the Fool card that came up in reverse here. I don't see this as a negative thing. I don't really see anything as negative, though. with the cards that we have pulled here right now, what this makes me feel like is that this spirit is like, spirit, your ancestors, your spirit team right now is saying, this is an opportunity for you to not only heal and set your intention for healing, but because you have gathered and conjured and harnessed enough strength, it is time for you to go out into the world and show up as the healed version of yourself. It is time for you to get up and show up as the most beautiful version of yourself that the world has ever seen. I'm talking skin shining. I'm talking melanin popping. I'm talking about oil. Pour out that oil, please. Like, I've gone through all of this. And for those, even if you don't have melanin, go ahead and show up, baby. I'm not excluding you. I'm just saying that's what came to me first. So whoever this message is for, show up in the best way that you know how. Show up in the best healed version of yourself, because that's where you get the most, that's where you can get the most blessings. Because what the people see on the outside is this glorious, luxurious, beautiful, I just heard the word saint, but what they don't see are the roots that travel to the depths of hell. And they pull wisdom from these unseen places. And this they is you. You pull this wisdom from this unseen place, from these murky waters. And because you have healed from that, you are now able to show up as yourself, your truest version, to go out there and then help the world heal. This feels like a reunion. I just heard the word family reunion. I just heard the word family reunion. I don't know if someone is having a family reunion, but Spirit is saying, look, when you show up to this family reunion, you're going to start speaking about the unseen shit. You're going to start speaking about the shit that no one else talks about. You're going to be the one talking about that. I promise you. It almost kind of feels like this is bringing me to deep family wounds. This is bringing me to tell you. And this is so interesting because this is you, in a sense, rewriting tradition, saying we need to start something new, something different, and I'm going to be the one to come and talk about that. I'm going to be the one to come to the forefront to say the things that everybody else is afraid of saying. I'm going to bring my ancestors, not even just my ancestors, but I'm going to bring the people who are alive right now, who will be ancestors next, new information that they can take with them into the afterworld to help them evolve too. Because there are some things that have wounded our family, and we need to become healed from that. And I'm going to be the initiator. That is the power and the strength of Chiron going direct, especially in the sign of Aries. You are the advocate. You are the one that everyone else sees. The thing about Aries is that it is the first sign of the zodiac. It is the first sign in the sign is in the season of spring. So it is the leader. It takes initiative. It sees it. It says, okay, this is what needs to be done. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get it. But with this aged energy, this Capricorn energy, it's not only is it calculated, not only is it that, but it's also very wise in its movement. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that Jupiter is also transiting or getting ready to transit through the sign of Aries as well. So with that transit happening, that also means that the steps that we are taking, the initiative we're taking enlightened action based off of the things that we've seen, we've detected. We take enlightened action and we go forth with that. And it almost kind of makes our movements buoyant in a way. It makes us, in a sense, it's kind of like when you're, like if you're bouncing on clouds, you're moving, you're getting to the next cloud, you're swift. And I'm literally seeing someone bouncing and running on clouds. But every time they run, it's like they bounce and then they bounce and then they bounce on another cloud. I know that's impossible, but you get the metaphor, right? So basically it's kind of like our movements were so high and high vibrational that we cannot help but to move that way. Spirit is saying you are elevating in a sense. When you walk, do you even touch the fucking ground? Like, and that's what this feels like. It's like when you're walking, it's like, I don't even feel myself touching the ground right now. I'm so high. Like, you know what I mean? Not high in a sense of drugs, you guys. I'm not saying that. So YouTube, don't flag me. I ain't talking about drugs. But what I'm talking about is I'm talking about you being able to be so high with your energy, so elevated to where the impurities cannot touch you. It's not to say that the earth is impure. No, it's just to say that you have now reached a point where you feel like you're levitating. That's how much healing you have gone under or that you are going through. So for this Chiron transit that's happening right now, Spirit is saying that this is your time to take enlightened action, move forward, and show up in the world as a healer. That's what I'm getting from these cards. The only card that is so interesting to me that's sticking out with everything here is the fact that you have the Eight of Swords here. There's no longer a need to hold on to these things. Take your hands from behind your back, untie yourself, take the blindfold off, and walk through those knives. Because each of those knives is a representation of the things that you are afraid of, that you are freeing yourself from. There's no need to be afraid. Why should someone born of darkness be afraid of the dark? Baby, we were born from the dark. The darkness is our element, especially as the divine feminine. That is our place because we are receptive. We are the mothers of the dark. We are the mothers of the void. Like, that is who we are. And I'm talking about divine feminine energy, which we all have. So for anyone that needs to hear this right now, Spirit is saying that it is your time to show up for this role, because your role on this planet, I just heard that you were chosen for this life in particular. This is your line of work. This is who you are. An herbalist. You may be someone who works with herbs. You may be an herbalist. Spirit is saying, go stock up on your herbs. Show the world what you can do in a sense that it works for you. There's no need to be afraid of that. I do see people in a sense kind of stopping before they go out into the world to take a whiff of fresh air. This is bringing me, I don't know why, but I'm getting a hint of like strawberries or some kind of like red fruits. And it's so interesting because I actually do have mangoes here, which on the inside they're orange, but I have these mangoes here that I'm giving as an offering to myself. I'm not meaning that in an arrogant way, but yes. So they're an offering to me, but they're also an offering to Spirit. And I also do have a pomegranate here, which is so beautiful. I love this pomegranate. It's so beautiful. Anyways, it's a little bruised, but I gotta get ready to open that. But anyways, and this is bringing me to offering. The Spirit is saying to, I said this in another video, but I'm saying it again. It's time for you to clean your ancestor altar. Go ahead and get that done. For whoever needs to hear that, yes, I'm looking at you. Well, I'm looking at the camera, but I'm looking at you. Anyways, it is so interesting because it's like you, in a sense, are someone who has sound judgment. Use your sound judgment. You're being called, in a sense, to tell the divine these different things. Tell the divine what you want. Tell the divine what is on your mind. You are being awoke. You are being awakened. I just heard that someone's going through some type of awakening. And after this awakening that they have, they will then be able to tap into divine wisdom and then go forth and deliver that message. This is bringing me to someone waking up and delivering a message directly from Spirit. I just heard the word revelation. I don't know why this is bringing me to the book of Revelations in the Bible. I feel like I should do a separate video on that. Yeah, I'm going to do a separate video on that. So I'm going to do a separate video on that. But this is bringing me to Revelations. This is bringing me to prophecy for whatever reason. Prophecy is being fulfilled. Prophecy is happening right in front of your face right now. Pay attention to the dreams that you're having, because Spirit is saying that I'm sending you dreams so that you can decode those, write them down in your journal, and then move and take inspired action from there. I just heard something about the fate of the world. This is a completely different channel right now I'm hearing. I just heard fate of the world. I don't know why I just heard the fate of the world is in your hands. Like, not that you're responsible for humanity, but something about you showing up has something to do with the fate of the world. Make sure you are showing up healed in the best way that you can. This is not to pressure you. This is to prepare you for the fate of the world. You have seen the fate of the world. I don't know why that keeps showing up, but Spirit is saying that you've seen the prophecy. You've been given the prophecy already. Take what you know, discern, take what you know, discern. I just heard the word characterize. I see someone picking up seeds and they're like putting them in this. It's like they're picking up these seeds or these things and then they're putting them in his bag. They're putting them like in this hand-woven bag. I just heard the word start over. I don't know who that's for, but this was just I'm getting really like For those of you guys that don't know, when I channel sometimes I have to stop what I'm doing and just kind of say the messages that need to be said that I'm seeing and hearing, because they just come out at random and it's not anything that I can necessarily control. I just keep hearing the fit of the world. I'm gonna do a video on that. I'm okay if you just ask, is she okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm just like trying to let myself receive the channel. I just heard take a swim. And I keep seeing someone like swimming in a pool. And they've got goggles on and they've got like this. It's like an indoor pool they're swimming in. And outside it's cold. There's something with water and like going for a swim. I see someone like taking a bath, like a bubble bath. There's something about why. There's something about like relaxation and something that's like invigorating. I don't know why, but I'm being brought to cold showers now. What does this have to do with like the fate of the world? What is that spirit? What does this mean? I heard the word baptism. There's something about the element of water and you cleansing yourself with that. Someone's taking like a spiritual bath, but this spiritual bath looks very mucky. And the reason is because of the herbs that are being used. Like there's so many different types of green and roots that is in this bath water. And one of the main leaves that I see in the water is bay leaves. So this is bringing me to a really deep, intense spiritual bath. It's so interesting that came through though, because now that I'm out the trance, I can show you guys my my divine healing. So this is my divine healing oil. Basically, yeah. Anyways, you can't see the what's inside, of course, because I use amber bottles. Or you may not be able to see. Maybe you can see it in person. I can kind of see it, but it's kind of dark in here. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead now and continue with the reading. Now, yeah, you guys. Oh, right now it is 4:44. It is 4:44. I literally like turn around and I see my phone and the time is 4:44. There's something about that message that someone needed to hear. That was definitely a message. That was really interesting. So you guys got to see or got to hear firsthand what I sound like when I'm doing like a really intense channel. The cards that we are using right now are the Enchanted Map, the original version, the old version, and this is it right here. I hope that you guys can see that. Anyways, yes. I'm going to pull from these cards real quick to see what additional messages Spirit may have. The interesting thing is that the cards that are coming out right now is we have Spark. And then the second card that came out was Education. And then the third card that came out was Magic Prayer. So this kind of makes me feel like is that the energy that you had when you were in this underworld, it was like you were in a sense learning and doing everything you can to soak in all the knowledge that you possibly could. And you spoke prayers over each thing that was written down. And this is bringing me, again, I said this in another video and I'm going to say it again. This feels like a sacred text. This is also bringing me to a Bible. This is bringing me to someone like writing a Bible. But it's like they were taking everything that they learned through this shadow period almost, and they learned everything they could from that, And everything that they said, everything they wrote down was word of prayer. I just heard the words like word of prayer. The thing about prayer is that Spirit is saying, I need you to change the way you pray. There's no need to beg. Spirit is saying, change the way you pray. The thing that I love about hoodoo is that when we're, you know, working our magic, and we're, you know, working our magic and whatnot, I don't ask. I use the power, I use the spark, and I command the energy to come in. Not in a sense where I am demanding, where I'm being too forceful, but in a sense where I believe and I know that this energy is going to come in. This energy will manifest. This energy is manifesting now. I have this. I have this. I have that. I am healed. I declare that I am healed. You see what I'm saying? It's like you take that spark, you take the energy in, and you conjure that from within you. You conjure the will. You conjure everything, and then you project that onto the world. And then that's how I do it, at least. There's way more to that, but that's only me like chipping a part of the surface off. Spirit, is there any other messages that you have to give to me, to give to our family here? I just heard, don't be afraid to move forward. Some of you guys are about to hit. It's going to feel like you hit the lottery. That is so specific. It's going to feel like you hit the lottery. It's going to feel like it's going to feel like you hit the jackpot. Some of you guys may hit the jackpot when you go to go gamble. I don't know why I just said that, but just take it with a grain of salt, guys. Just take it with a grain of salt. We have balancing act here, and education came out again. All right, cool beans. So with these cards coming out, we have intention, and then we have balancing act. And we have, wow, that's interesting, 1122. Focusing deeply, heavily on your intention. Really focusing on that, writing out those intentions, and also making sure you're doing it in a way that, I want to say that is balanced, but in a sense, for whatever reason, this balance card really is bringing me to the fact that remember to let these things go. When you're setting your intention, set your intention to not only release certain things, but to also state that after you release these things, I am releasing this because I am receiving this. I release this fear because I will receive this. I release the need to be wanted, and as a result of that, I will receive this. Do you see what I'm saying? It's kind of like you keep the wheel turning and you balance it out. I let go to receive. That is what Spirit is saying. There's a new way for you to set your intention. Spirit is saying, try it that way when you set your intention. Spirit is like, take notes. I really do love and appreciate you all for coming on here with me and spending time, and for listening to the messages that I have for you. I really do love the fact that we spend time together. Right now I'm pulling from my Lenormand deck as I prepare to give you the last message. The card that came out just now was the ring card, which is really interesting because the ring is it is all about commitment, but it's also, you know, it could be an actual relationship, or it could be you actually connecting or receiving a gift of some sort. It could be you aligning with something. Oh my God. And it's so interesting because we have the scythe here, like literally cut out to receive. Like that is the power of the balancing act. Cut out to receive. I love that. That was so dope. Like cut out to receive. Something needs to be let go of. But you need to take the action to do it, because the thing about the scythe is that you have the scythe and you cut with that, and it's very sharp. Cut it, and it's a clean cut. Cut that out so that you have room to receive and to commit to whatever this other thing is. I love you guys so much. Oh, we have the park here. Interesting. I feel like the park is here. I just heard the word public recognition. For those of you guys that are in the public eye, be prepared to receive some type of public recognition and acknowledgement for something. I don't know why, but anyways, those are the messages that are coming through. I love you guys with all of me. You guys can follow along a journey with me on Magic of Eden on Instagram, and you guys can also enter the shadows at Shadows X Magic, and you guys can also visit my online store, my online shop that I'm going to reopen. It is at magicofeden.com. I really appreciate the time that we have spent here. I wish you all safe travels, and I will see you guys in my next video.